our story is very similar, I would say, because
Mhm.
I started animating cartoons in the side of a flip book when I was in grade 6. So I would have been 12 years old when I first started animating. And then quickly in junior high, age 13, started using, it was called Macromedia Flash. Now it's Adobe Animate, but it's like this animation software. And started
Mhm.
making computer things, but videos, but it was never a business and it never really made me much in the way of money. Up until about college when I tried my hand at making online video games, which had
Mhm.
low to moderate success. I would say it wasn't like a big money maker, but it brought in a little bit of resources. But like
Mhm.
it still wasn't a business. And even then, like I started spirit science after that, after my own little spiritual awakening, and that still blew up. And I had, unlike you, I had resistance. It was not effortless, no
Mhm.
resistance going into like the business side of things. I was like, I don't want to start a company. I don't want to do any business stuff. I don't want to take that seriously. So I just focused on making videos and went into
Yeah.
debt and then kept making videos and then stayed in debt for a long time.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and then
You know
got my,
what?
sorry.
Sorry, I just like it just came into my mind. Like, I feel like sometimes in the spiritual community, there's this guilt about receiving money.
Yep.
And I
Been
feel
there.
like I had a bit of that as well in the beginning, thinking I don't really deserve it. It's like this is easy for me. I'm just doing it for fun. Like, why are people paying me when there are people doing much harder jobs that are getting paid much less? But it's like when you have to realize that you are doing so much good and changing so many people's lives and making them happy. And that is, that's why they want to give that energy in form of money to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
No,
what I
it's
meant.
true. No, it's so true. And like I had a lot of, it wasn't just shame about receiving money. It was just shame about like, I don't like the whole thing. Like I mean, there were people
Yeah.
who said, if you make money with spirit science, you're a sellout and you're evil and we hate you. And so
Yeah.
I just like rebelled against it. And it led to a lot of struggle. Like I asked basically other people who I thought had my best interest at heart, but they didn't really know my heart the way that I did, to run my company, to run Spirit Science. And I was like, I'll just make
Mhm.
videos. You handle the
Mhm.
money and the accounting and the legal and the this and the that. And it was a
Mhm.
disaster every single time, in varying degree. Like it got better over time, but there were some things that really went south and really made like just like life was really difficult for a while. And I like the biggest change out of everything that's happened for me happened after like a trip to Rhythmia where I did the ayahuasca plant medicine last summer, so August of 2019. And I had this
Mhm.
awakening of realizing that I was keeping myself small by identifying as a guy who makes videos on the internet, and that was my life. And I was like, no, no,
Mhm.
no, I'm a like change the way that you self-identify. I'm a creator, I'm an entrepreneur, I can be this, I can be that, like expanding. And suddenly I'm like learning about business, and I've gone from really like struggling in a studio in Winnipeg to now I have like an online team of over 20 people, all working together to make videos, and we have an online school and stuff. But it only happened when I made the decision to actually like invest in my education about business and
Mhm.
learn how to do it differently. And so
Mhm.
I feel like you have a leg up on me, or like you're at a higher level, because when I was 24, I was floundering in a
Yeah.
terrible situation with a partner that was not good for my health or
Yeah.
the growth of spirit science. And I just look at your energy and it's just like it's so clear, it's so pure. You haven't had to go through all that nonsense, and you still
Yeah.
got to this like tremendously powerful place. It's fabulous.
Oh, thank you. Well, I mean, who knows what challenges I'm going to face in the future. I mean, for me, I feel like, okay, what I struggled with financially was also like investing into my own business, because growing up in like a low income family, like in Russia, it was pretty difficult. And like from very young age, I was taught to like save every like penny, every dollar, just like save everything. Like I never felt good about spending money. So even when I had a business, And even though I knew like it's investing, you would get that money back, I had so much resistance towards spending money. Like, yeah, I had no resistance towards like painting and like putting my art up on the internet, but then actually spending money to, like manufacture things or ship things, like it was just such like a weight in my heart having to like let go of that money. But then through practice, I just like learned to not care about how much money I invest into it, because it would always come back. And it's just breaking that cycle was like the biggest win for me in my journey. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, congratulations too for like for making that leap, because that's a point. I mean, that was again my turning point. Is the exact same last year. But I think it's an area that a lot of people are afraid to cross into. Like for me, it was a $2,500 investment into an online course that would teach me how like to really just change my vibration, change my relationship with money. And
Mm-hmm.
it was so I mean, that was a really big leap of faith, because it's like, no, you're supposed to save money, not spend it on other things that aren't gonna, and it was like, no, that was like the single most valuable education that has led to so much growth. So much, like if I didn't do that, we wouldn't be posting 4 spirit science episodes a week, or 4 videos on the spirit science channel. So it was a massive, like, yeah, it was a leap of faith, but it turned out. And I think maybe that's a big lesson, or something that, like, if for anybody listening can take away from this, is like that. I mean, don't be afraid to invest in yourself and then the things that
Yeah,
you want to be really
absolutely.
doing.
You've been doing this for so long. Like, do you feel like it's hard for you to gather inspiration, or is it just like ongoing? Like you always have ideas and the drive to create?
Oh no, the drive and the passion is always there, and it's like the dreams are getting bigger. Hey, look, now you're interviewing
Mm-hmm.
me. No, it's fun.
Yeah.
The
I'm
dreams.
just like, yeah, serious.
It's great. No,
You're
so the dream.
interesting as a person.
So but yeah,
I know this now.
the dreams are expanding, and my capabilities are expanding too. So when I was 19, 20, like, and I was making spirit science, like those first 12 episodes, and the 12th one was 5 parts, so it was really like 15, 16, 17, maybe 17 episodes or so.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those were done 1 week after the other for like 4 months. And it was just
Mm-hmm.
this never-ending grind of like, I'm like I'm working on the scripts in my spare time, recording them, animating them throughout the week, and then continuing to work on the new scripts, because the moment that I publish that video Monday morning, I'm recording and working on the next video, because I got to get it done for the next week, and it takes a long time to make a full video. And so I had the stamina, I had the passion, I had the energy to bust that out. That was no problem. But today, that passion no longer really exists in the same way. And also, I'm doing so much, and this was, I think, the thing was like, as spirit science grew, my responsibilities grew. Now I'm like, when I first started spirit science, my inbox was empty. After that first
Mm-hmm.
season, I had a never-ending stream of comments and questions and messages and like stuff to do and look over and connect with people, and people wanting to interview, or people wanting to, like, people were inviting me to come and visit. Like, it was crazy. And
Mm-hmm.
so that became a challenge of like, now I'm balancing like making videos and also like kind of running the more social media side of things, right? Like making content for social
Mm-hmm.
networks, Instagram and Facebook, and trying to find people to collaborate with. But where we're at right now is I'm kind of like, I have a writer, actually 2 writers, and I have 4 animators. We just added one today, and then 2 video editors. And
Mm-hmm.
it's this wonderful feeling where before, that entire team was me working 24/7 to get some content out. And now
Yeah.
it's like the thing can kind of run, around me, and I get to engage at every level. I get to be involved with the writing of the script and of course the recording and the animation, and I can provide tweaks and tips, and I can teach animation and support with the art. Although right now some of my artists are better at drawing than I am. And so
Uh-huh.
Patchman, I'm no longer the person to draw Patchman. Like that's the team. They're better at it
Yeah.
than me. And so for me then it's becoming about like, well, what's the next stage? And I really want to make bigger and more epic things. So I'm imagining almost like I want to do like a series for Netflix or a movie that can go into theaters, right? Like really
Yeah.
big scale with like a team of like 100
Yes.
animators. And
Yeah.
so that's kind of where my dream is expanded, because I could never do that when I was just me. But there's a lot of
Hmm.
stages between where I am now and running a big animation studio and like building an animation studio. So I'm like in the middle of that journey, basically.
Yeah, this is so exciting.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So that's kind of
Yeah.
how, that's one way that things can change. And I don't know if that's necessarily like, how about you? Like, where do you see yourself going, like 5, 10 years from where you are now?
Yeah, so my big plans for this year before COVID happened were to run retreats and events. I ran my first retreat in Bali last year, and it was like called a creative flow retreat where I was host and I had like 7 other girls, and we were painting together and meditating and doing yoga, and I was doing like guided visualizations with them. And it was so beautiful, like so incredible, like such amazing energy. And I was like, okay, 2020, I'm gonna run like regular events. And then all of this happened. So hopefully 2021, I'll start doing it. Yeah, my plans are to run events and connect with people face to face because I love it so much, and like do painting sessions together. It's just so beautiful. Yeah, retreats and events are my
That's
next step. Um, mm, yeah, and I just want to continue making books and art, really. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with where I'm at now. I just want to keep doing it now.